Hello, friends, and welcome to the Cinemondo podcast with Kathy, Mark, and Burk.
You get all three of us this time.
Yeah, all three.
we're turning out so much content. We all even can't three be in the same room together. Even a fake room like this.
Well, we're doing a trailer reaction for a movie that came out last year called Jai Bhim.
Lots of requests.
Translation, that's a Tamil language film starring Suriya. And I guess that translates to victory to beam. That's what Jai Bhim is the translation. So we don't know much about this. We know it's kind of a crime, legal drama, but I have no idea what it's about. But a lot of people have requested it. So appreciate the shout outs for this film. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Keep them coming because we'll review the movies you want us to review.
Yeah, we're going in cold like we always want to. Don't know anything about it. So we are reacting only to the trailer. We don't know what this is about. So here we go.
No idea.
Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Let's check it out.
Here we go.
Should I get the
Oh yeah, do the clapper. So we know when to start.
The clapper.
All right. Are we ready?
Ready.
Yes.
Cinemondo trailer reaction.
என்ன நடந்துச்சோ அதை அப்படியே சொல்லணும். எதையும் கூட்டவோ குறைக்கவோ கூடாது.
மனுதாரர் ஒரு ஷெட்யூல் ட்ரைப்ங்கிறதுனால ஒரு விளம்பரத்துக்காக இந்த பெட்டிஷனை போட்டிருக்காங்க.
நீயும் வாள்கள் எந்த ஊர்ல ஒண்டி வர முடியாது.
என்ன கேக்குதாது தனது ஆசத்து நடிரும்.
எந்த ஆதாரமும் இல்லாம நம்ம கேஸ் போடுறது வெறும் 3 போலீஸ் எதிர்த்து இல்ல. இந்த அரசாங்கத்தை எதிர்த்து. ஒரு ட்ரைபல் பொம்பளை ஹைகோர்ட் வரைக்கும் வர விட்டுருக்கே, உனக்கு வெக்கமா இல்ல? பாதிக்கப்பட்டவங்களுக்கு மறுக்கப்பட்ட நீதி அவங்களுக்கு நடந்த அநீதியை விட அதிக பாதிப்பை ஏற்படுத்தும்.
நீதி கிடைக்கும் வரை போராடுவோம்.
இந்த ஜாதியில இருக்கவங்க நிறைய பேர் திருட்டு கேஸ்ல கன்விட் ஆகுறது ரொம்ப சகஜம் சார்.
திருடங்களாத ஜாதி இருக்கா நட்ராஜ்? உங்க ஜாதி ஏன் ஜாதின்னு எல்லா ஜாதியும் பெரிய பெரிய திருடங்க இருக்காங்க.
All right.
Wow.
That looks pretty heavy.
It does.
Yeah.
It's definitely a movie like we were talking about. A lot of films that we like from other countries that present the culture in a way that's not, it's not really aimed at Western audiences. You sort of have to go into it and you kind of learn about another culture and the day-to-day lives of how real people live and work and how the justice system works, which we've seen a million courtroom dramas in American courtrooms, but how interesting to see how it happens in another place and with a different kind of, the caste system and everything over there. And
that was fascinating.
The tribal, you let a tribal woman in the courtroom and these things that, I guess
like they're not
universal.
worthy. They're not even worth anyone's time to do this. Like that was heavy.
It has all of that, and if I think of an American counterpart, what comes to me real quick is that old Paul Newman film, The Verdict, where it's just kind of like this one person like fighting against this big establishment. Like in this case, it's like really the government and whatever. There's the military people and this poor tribal woman, these poor people. So that's, and you have this one solicitor, one lawyer who's trying to stand up and find out what really happened. That's always compelling and gripping stuff, which is what this feels like it might be.
And it's also hitting a lot of the notes that sorry, Burke has his sneezes. It's hitting a lot of notes like racism, sexism, classism.
Right.
It's like it's hitting. I mean, I think everyone can relate to that because we have the same problems here in America with those same issues.
Sure,
different,
absolutely.
not even that different of a form, but there's a lot of injustice meted out people who are poor or of different color, or it's like it resonates a lot watching this to see like a guy who's going up against the system, which is super biased, and go, oh, we don't want to waste our time on this no one cares. It's like, no, we need to make people care. It's like
those people those people are corrupt and they have so much crime in their, you know, and that
In their
group
caste,
is
right.
more
They're just
propensity to
criminals.
crime.
They're all thieves, you know,
Yeah.
and that's a great line at the end. There's thieves in every caste, you know,
Yeah.
so.
And you
So
no
hear
one's
that,
exempt.
you hear that
Right.
everywhere. It's not like,
Yeah.
you know, it's
Right.
not like just, you know, one culture, you know, one country or whatever. It's like we over here, of course, in America, we've had a lot of unrest, a lot of angry people who are
Sure.
saying, you know, our lives don't matter. Why, you know, how come we get arrested more than anybody else? And how come people think of us as being the thugs and the criminals? And, you know,
Yeah, and the you know, law enforcement, no matter how corrupt, they don't ever have to pay a price if it's against
Right.
someone who's a different, you know, who's black or poor or, you know, a drug addict or whatever. You know, there's all these biases against people, even when crimes are committed against them. So it's a very, very big topic. You know, I think this looks like a really cool way to get into it is
Yeah.
through a whole different culture. You know, it
we
looks
can
fascinating.
relate to this story. That's
Yeah.
what I got out of it, you know.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
it just happens to take place in India. So it's available on Amazon. It's obviously Amazon is distributing. It's something we can watch.
Yeah.
Pretty
Amazon
readily.
has a lot of great Indian films on it.
Yeah.
Very easy to get, you know, and they're usually to rent pretty low price if they're not free. So, you know, it's
Right.
definitely worth checking out. So I have some posters
Yes, let's
for
check
this
it out.
movie. We'll start with this one. This one looks like the one of the main posters because it has the cast in it. But so we see our hero. This is like the I don't want to say cookie cutter, but this one hits all the notes. Show our main character, show the woman, and show the child. So you pretty much get a whole and a landscape. So you know what happened, where it takes place. You know the people involved, and you know it gives you kind of real basic overview of the
She's
actual
clearly
plot.
pregnant here.
Clearly pregnant.
Yes.
I like how they have kind of some warmth, kind of fiery stuff happening over here that's kind of bleeding over into the
Right.
background. It looks like some
Right.
legal documents or newspapers behind them. So it's, you know, ripped from the headlines because it's a true story, you know.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
an alternate is this where you know it's him as part of a protest, like he's standing up for people, and so you get more of a protest environmental cell where you see him in an environment, and you know you see all the fists in the air, so you get a really clear idea that this is about him and he's a hero, and you know he's their voice. So
And the
we have
title
two
treatment-
angles.
The title
Yeah.
treatment has that fist as well.
Right.
That's right,
It looks
same
like
one.
like a stencil, like something
That's
you
right.
might see stenciled on the
Yes.
wall, you know, like a graffiti stencil.
Yeah, and this one's there. It is in that too.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I wonder which one was made first. I feel like we probably started with this one, and they went with the protest, and they went, but let's see the woman and the kid. So
Right.
we had them in there.
Right. Right.
But both are valid because this one
Yeah.
looks like a little bit more legal drama, and this looks a little bit more, you know, possible violence, you know, more political. So yeah, so that's where we're headed
yeah.
with those two cells on this movie. There you go.
Looks
That, you know,
interesting.
I love legal thrillers.
Me too.
Especially when they have that kind of compelling start and like
Yeah.
you root for one side. So this is something I'll definitely watch for
And
sure.
the idea that we get to see the, you know, the engineering and the mechanics of how the legal system works there, you know, it's interesting because we see legal dramas, Law and Order every day on television. We're so used to the American style, all the way back to
crime
Perry
shows.
Mason, where it's like, I object, you know, objection sustained. You know, we know all those terms. We know how court works in this country. You know that you can't, you know, that's irrelevant and immaterial. But we don't know how they work in other countries. And when we see even British films that are kind of similar to American courtrooms, they're wearing wigs.
They
What?
wear the weird wigs. What's up with that?
And they're
Even
called
the women.
barristers and
That's very
solicitors
strange.
and things. And so it's really interesting to see the you know how the mechanics of the legal system works in other in other countries.
And how it's different in the actual legal proceeding. Can you say objection, or is that something you don't say? You know, how does that work? How does the actual courtroom proceedings
And does
happen
it seem
in countries?
more or less fair to us? You know, because
Right.
the ultimate goal of the legal system is to be as fair as possible. You know, even if somebody is obviously guilty, they still have to have a person representing them.
Right.
But
And as we've seen, the justice system isn't fair. And that's what we're trying to fix. And that's what everyone's trying to fix, apparently, even according to this movie.
and that's
Because
what
you have
the
a
movies are
jury,
for, you know,
but the
you bring
juries
it-
are biased also. You know, we've seen a
can't
lot of
be.
that go down. So
Yeah.
bring that
Working
stuff
on
to
it.
people's attention, and people are
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, that's not fair. We shouldn't do that again. We shouldn't keep
Right.
going in that direction. And if you have laws and rules in the court system that favor these kind of people over those kind of people, you know, and you show it in a film, maybe it's something you haven't thought about before, but you're
Yeah,
like, wait a
exactly.
minute, that's not That's not fair.
Yeah, we need to fix that. So, yeah, this looks really cool.
It looks like a good one. Jai Bhim. It's available now. It opened up a few months ago, so we should check it out.
Great. New stuff. All right.
Looks like an interesting one.
Does.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We love all the comments, subscriptions, and likes. And we respond to almost all the comments. So we work on that diligently, and we appreciate you doing that. So keep it coming.
Yeah. Let us know if this movie's worth our time. I'm sure it will be.
I think it is. Okay.
All right.
Take care, everybody. See you soon.
Thanks, everybody.